Alright, I haven't watched this yet, so this is gonna be live. Dirty coach and sidearm, different triggers. It's always interesting when people pick different triggers for the same matchup. I'm the first view on this video. Oh god, what is this? Nice match. Wow, nothing even happened for the first 25 seconds? And there's still 2 full matches in here? That was a nice punish. Can't think it would have been good. Okay, step 1. You weren't low blocking. Nothing too bad so far. Nice meaty nerd. What was your knockdown? Sweep. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you get a knockdown, you probably don't get sweeps too often. I don't know how often you hit that button. That was like a really good place to even hit it. But, you know, knowing your Oki scenario off of a sweep, I don't know if Cody, if the opponent quick stands, I don't know if Cody can like dash in and be frame advantage. Okay, those happen sometimes. That's a mix-up. What were you doing? Is that just reversal jab? That can happen, I guess. After a forward throw, you usually don't have to be too afraid in the corner, so hitting a button is a bit of a liability. Remember, getting thrown is not too bad. Pretty risky. Okay, that dash looked really hard to react to. Now, it's not like you get good Oki off of a V-skill. In fact, your Oki off of a V-skill is actually horrible as Cody. But the opponent probably shouldn't be able to find the time to like get up, do nothing, and then dash forward and then throw you. You know? If you're in the corner, you've got to be looking for some kind of scenario where, like, I don't know, if you could get like a blocked sequence into a EX Zonk for Cody would, for example, be really good. Or even like a regular Zonk, but EX Zonk would be better. You want to do something to get the fuck out of this corner, obviously. And charging a Zonk during a V skill would be pretty good. Looking for a V reversal or something would be pretty good. But you should have been looking to make him block something. That round I don't even have anything to say. You didn't take any throws. Delayed throw tech. I mean, all of them were mix-ups, so it wasn't great. A little late on your reaction. He's +3 there. You respected it, which was fine. No anti-air. That was a crucial little moment. Bad spray sucks. You probably shouldn't have even done it. V-skill sucks. You probably shouldn't have even done it. Cody needs to have real defense. Those are okay. I like the reversal button after the block zonk. That was the right decision, I feel. Right here. There's nothing he could really do to scare you off of that. But you probably should have just done like a couple buttons, or like a button into a walk-in throw. I don't know, the button into zonk was okay. They got beat though. But like something like jab into staying forward. Yeah, you're kind of surrendering up ground. That's a big thing. It's hard for Cody to get out of the corner. But, you know, he doesn't get pushed so easily either. But you definitely gave up space instead of trying to keep him out with pokes and whatnot. In general, you had like 0 pokes, which let him do a lot of dash-in stuff. So what actually happened there? That went so fast. Why aren't you throwing any fireballs of your own, by the way? That was a bad fireball to jump over. If you were going to jump, you should have jumped up. But that was a slow fireball, and it was most of the way traveled, so you really probably should have just blocked it. Or like throwing your own fireball. Probably shouldn't have been 2 stand jabs. Probably should have been a crouch jab, stand jab. You're not hitting any buttons. Poke him. Do something. Stand light kick. Stand medium kick. Anything. Didn't anti-air him again. Didn't anti-air him again. Let him shimmy. See, you're only in these scenarios because he got in with the jumps. It's awkward, though, because now you're taking throws a lot. It's the other side of the mix-up. Yeah, it's the approach that's really bad. He jumped in, didn't get punished. He dashes in, he doesn't get punished. You must see him dashing. By this point, I would be really that should have been on the jump. That should have been on the jump. Stop letting him jump. Why do you need to jump? Oh my god, this round. Not a good button. That's -4. You could have punished it with a jab. That was an unsafe range for him to do that. That was pretty good. Alright, that was pretty good too. That's +3. You respected it. That was a punish. It was okay. No, that's pretty good. A pretty good punish. Damn, this song is sick. I probably would have reversed that, to be honest. So what happened there? You hit him with another V-skill, and he still dashed it in through you. You really didn't stop dashing in any way, okay? I have this problem, too. In this game, hitting buttons are really, really hard to whiff punish, okay? It's actually surprisingly, alarmingly difficult to stop someone from just throwing out like a stand medium kick or a low medium kick or something like that. Okay, it's really hard to hit buttons in their recovery in this game, and because of that, you should be you shouldn't be that afraid of just hitting a button in neutral. I mean, it depends on the opponent. Obviously, that can open you up to like a crush counter or something like that potentially, but he wasn't hitting stem roundhouse that much, and Cody's crush counter roundhouse is. Cody's crush counter options aren't that great. Okay, his roundhouse is like reaction punishable, and nothing else even exists. But like he dashed so much. When I see a lot of dashing, I look for like stand light kick into like button. You know, I look for like interrupts. I look for things I can just throw out without too much risk and potentially even empty cancels. Cody could do like stand light kick into medium ruffian as an empty cancel, and if the opponent doesn't dash, that just comes out as a stand light kick, which is 0 risk. And if the opponent does dash, then that comes out as stand light kick into medium ruffian for good damage and good corner carry. So like stuff like that would be really good against a dashing opponent. This guy showed from like very first round that he was super duper dash heavy. And if you could shut down those dashes, if you could just throw out some pokes, poke stop dashes, you know, that's like the purpose of pokes. Cody's poking options aren't great, but they're good enough that you could have used them. That was like the main thing. And then the anti-airs weren't very good either. Literally like Cody's V skill is such a convenient motion for being a consistent anti-air. But you really get put into the corner, and your defenses aren't too bad. You kind of get smushed by mix-ups, and that will happen to everyone. But there are some Oki scenarios you didn't know where it punished you. Like if you didn't know, you could have hit a button somewhere and you didn't hit it, or if you tried to hit a button on his wake up but you couldn't get there in time. That hit you like a couple times. So not knowing the Oki scenarios was a little bad. But it was mostly just letting him jump in and letting him dash in. And that's how almost every single match is going to go where it's a mauling. It's going to be because they approach for free. Like, what did that neutral jump really do at the beginning of this round? Like, what were you anticipating? It's like, yeah, you could meet him midair, but that's not really a better scenario for you than just, like, anti-airing him. You could... I guess he could like dash in under you, and then you could make him block at normal. But really, like making him run into a normal on the dash would be better than that. He could like ruffian kick, and you could land on the ruffian kick and get a jump in punish, which would be a higher damage than a grounded punish. But like, what are the chances he's going to ruffian kick here? And that'd be really unsafe and punishable on the ground anyway. Basically, there was like no reason to jump, for example, and it was vulnerable to like a round start fireball or like a dash and jump, which is what he did. It's like an anti-jump. It's like you wanted to jump because you weren't comfortable on the ground. But maybe like something like a fireball would be good. Or like something like poke. Cody's fireballs are really good at stopping dashes as well. Just like a cancel, stand strong into fireball or something like that, or just a raw fireball. It's not like this guy jumped in that much. Yeah, see the thing is a button would have been better to punish a dash. And medium ruffian was just something he wasn't very likely to do. A jump wouldn't even necessarily punish a dash. It's hard to react. I get lit up by forward dash into throw every now and then, especially online. I get lit up by a lot more. People did it a lot more. It's hard to react to that shit. But the thing is, you've got options against it that don't have anything to do with reacting. If you're just sticking buttons out with lots of active frames, like Cody low strong, or like stand strong, or Cody stand forward, it makes it hard for the opponent to approach. You're not hitting anything. You must see the normals he's hitting and be like, wow, these are like doing pretty well. The only round where I really had a lot to say was the last round, and it was the same thing over and over. It was like the lack of anti-airing. But really, the forward dashing. Forward dashing is as much of a commitment. Although it's much less reactable, it's as much of a commitment as a jump. A little bit less of a commitment. But like, you know, you lock yourself from using attacks for like a pretty long time. Yeah, holding Zonk. When I was playing Cody during the Cody Cup, I wasn't holding Zonk at all, which I wouldn't call good. But you know, I wouldn't start with the hold Zonk all the time. That would not be my start. I'd start the other way. If that was a good punish too. I mean, that was like this first scenario you were in where you got like a real big punish opportunity. So obviously it was going to be hard to get during the minute. But like stand forward, stand fierce, EX Ruffian would have almost killed him here. The combo you got was pretty good though. And a punish there would have killed him. Instead you whiff. What was it? He gets a dash and throw again. His jab, his jump and throw. The V skills are really risky too. Stuff like this. Check this out. This is the thing about Cody's V skill and why you should really avoid it if you can help it. This is why you should be using reversal more. Look at that white health that you just took on. And it's gone. That white health doesn't exist anymore. You wouldn't have died to that throw if it wasn't for that white health. That's the thing about Cody's V skill, is it doesn't give you any sort of Oki, and also you need to not get hit during that following part. There were, like, you got paid off pretty well for your V skills, to be honest. Like, I think they all worked. But they weren't in the places where they should have been. I can't tell you don't use V skill when literally every V skill you do works, because that kind of player is really weak to V skill. ATR V skill would have been fucking nice, to be honest. Literally, you can get out of silver by just ATRing, I think. Like, you don't have to, you never, if once you're anti-airing consistently, you never feel pressure. I shouldn't say never, but like, you know, it's only pressure that leads to more pressure. Pressure doesn't just come from nowhere once you're anti-airing. And like punishing dashes. This guy was on your ass because he was mashing like committal approaches and you weren't stopping it. That's it. That's the actual key to stopping that kind of play. Is you need pokes to kill dashes, and anti-airs to kill jumps. And hopefully you can poke without weakening yourself to anti-airs. Like if you stand roundhouse as Cody, there's a good chance you're not going to be able to anti-air. Like a well-timed jumping could punish your stand roundhouse. But if you're like poking but like stand short, that's like you can still anti-air on reaction. You can still V-skill on like on a jump you see while just poking with a stand short. And that's what a lot of Cody players do. They just kind of wiggle around and hit stand short and maybe occasionally cancel it. It's a good empty cancel button too. It's just a good button in general. Or like stand strong. That one you might have to block a jump in, but you're never going to be punishable to a jump in. No one's going to be able to jump in on your stand strong and like hit you with the jump in. You'll be able to block in time. V-skilling in time you might not have time for. No promises there. But definitely definitely blocking. So if you just did those two, things would be so much better off. That was like the two things. That prevents these kinds of rounds from even happening. People can't momentum you to death. I mean, really, people can't truly momentum you to death in Street Fighter V anymore at all. Anyway, just purely because if you commit to down back and you refuse to take a throw, like what can really open you up, right? Command grabs, regular grabs, and overheads. Overheads suck. Command grabs usually don't have Oki. Regular throws like never have Oki. Okay. So you can kill the opponent's momentum just purely by holding down back in this game. As long as you can halt approach. So once you can halt approach, like that kind of round should go away. But halting approach is just that, anti-airing and killing dashes. Empty cancels and pokes, and V-skill anti-air. That's all I gotta say. If anyone else had any sort of thoughts, feel free to toss them out there. Let me see if I can find some... There was some third today.